With new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe launching very soon, there is no better time to actually talk about this deluxe problem that I've seen on the Switch within recent months. Now, this isn't a problem with the fact that we're getting too many ports. If you watch my channel or have watched any of my live streams or stuff like that, you'd know that I actually like ports. I mean, I had a Wii U, I was one of the few people who did. I had pretty much all major Nintendo releases on the Wii U, and I played pretty much every game to its completion. But honestly, I just love the fact that I can play these games again, but on the Switch. However, the thing is, there is a deluxe problem, and it might not be what you guys think. What's up guys, it's Thomas from the Switch Stop here to talk about this deluxe size problem that Nintendo has. Before we jump in, comment down below one Wii U game that hasn't been ported yet that you want to be ported. I'm legitimately curious. Mine is 100% Super Mario 3D World because I just love that game to pieces, but let me know, is it maybe the Wonderful 101, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Mario Maker even works. Anything you guys want, any Wii U game, let me know down in the comments down below, and as always, I'll heart whatever speaks to me or whatever's interesting or what have you. With that out of the way, make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with that little notification bell rung so you never miss an upload, and let's get on in to the video. So what is the deluxe problem that I've alluded to in the title, thumbnail, and in that little intro right there? Well, if you didn't know, many people are not happy about the whole porting situation on the Switch. I just said obviously I'm fine with it, but many people are not. They think that there are too many ports and just really don't like that Nintendo is pushing out these games, and admittedly, yeah, games like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or New Super Mario Bros. U that were originally $50 at launch should not be $60 now, 4, 5, maybe even 6 years after they originally came out. That's kinda dumb, but what I do like is the fact that Nintendo is putting these games out there, at least so if someone wants to buy them, they can. Like, they're not forcing you to buy the games. However, there is a problem, and it is within the fan response. However, it's not really within the fan response. I think the fan response is a byproduct of this problem that Nintendo's doing. And give me a minute to explain it, because it doesn't make sense at first glance, but the Nintendo problem with ports is the fact that the naming convention is so weird. Yeah, I know, that sounds random, like how is that a problem? But let me explain. When Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch came out, people, for some reason, were furious. I don't know what it was about that game, but people were not having it. You can go back and watch any YouTube video back from around, I think it was May 5th of 2018. I believe that was the day the port launched. Yeah, there's just a ton of hate towards Nintendo. I'll show a few clips now, but if you've been around the community that long, you probably remember it anyway.
It's that darn price. This has been a really heated debate in the Nintendo community. I've seen people very firmly on both sides of the fence.
To me, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is overpriced. You could pick up the Wii U version for $20 brand new right now, or you could buy the Switch version for $60.
This game's not going to get a fair shot at retail. That's just my biggest worry. Nintendo should not have priced this at $60. It should have been priced at $50 because that was the original price of the Wii U version.
I do think it's a little too expensive. Nintendo has ported over other Wii U games at full price, but each one has included a bunch of DLC, and this new funky mode is hardly enough to make me even call this an enhanced port.
So that's fine. I mean, people are allowed to say that they didn't really appreciate the port. That's not the problem. The problem is when those exact same people are completely silent for New Super Mario Bros. U. Editor's note, when I say those exact same people, I do not mean the content creators I just showed, I mean the general Nintendo fan base. As Arlo said, that was a heated debate in the fan base, and I just picked those content creators because they kind of proved my point pretty well, but obviously they didn't do anything wrong. They were just saying what everyone else was saying, and I'm sure I made a video about that too, so there should be no ill will towards any of those guys because they literally did nothing wrong. I just feel like I have to say that in case someone interprets what I said the wrong way. Now, I would just like to say that I originally never got the chance to 100% complete Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on my Wii U. What I did have time to do, though, was play through New Super Mario Bros. U to completion, getting every single star coin and every single everything. I played that game for hours on end. However, I will admit that Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is by far a better game. New Super Mario Bros. U is a good game, yeah, but it just doesn't really do anything new. However, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is hitting you with new gimmicks, new ideas every single level, it feels like. The music is better in that game, the graphics are better in that game, the levels are better in that game. I don't really know what to say. That game is just better, more collectibles, more everything. That's not a knock against New Super Mario Bros. U. I still love that game, as I said. It just doesn't hold up compared to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So why then were people getting so furious over the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze port, yet I haven't really seen anyone mad over the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe port? Sure, there might be a reviewer saying, hey, you might want to skip out on this one, but no one's like furious at Nintendo like they were back in May. Well, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, I think this has way too much to do with the title of the game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's hard to find specific evidence on how the community likes a game. It's just, the evidence is so varied, it's kind of hard to find any. But correct me if I'm wrong, you guys can put your other opinions down in the comments below, but from my point of view, the two most hated ports by far for the Nintendo Switch were Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Now, I have many different theories as to why those are. First of all, neither of them really added in anything new, besides an easy mode in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and new levels in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. On top of that, both those games were at full price, with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze even being priced $10 more than the original, and on top of that, both those games were announced all the way back at the start of the year, where we didn't really have news of any other major games. Donkey Kong came out in the first January Direct, and Captain Toad was at the start of the March Direct, so there wasn't a ton of news for games back then, because we hadn't hit E3 yet and all that, so people were just furious that we were getting ports and nothing else. However, during the same time, we also got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and just before that, we had gotten Pokkén Tournament Deluxe in September of 2017, I believe. So what gives? Why have none of the games with Definitive Edition or Deluxe been hated, but games ported over that just share the exact same name are lampooned? And you cannot say it is because Deluxe games add in more content. I thought that too. But compare the two games I started off the video with, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Both of them add in no new levels. In fact, in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe's case, it actually removes levels thanks to the boost mode on the gamepad being missing. And they both add in extra characters that essentially give the game's easy mode. That is it. That is literally the only difference to either of these games. The only possible thing you could say is that I looked at it and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has a different menu. That is it. That is literally the only thing that changes these games. So what gives? Think about Pokkén Tournament Deluxe too. It's the exact same game as the Pokkén Tournament on the Wii U, with a couple of new characters from the arcade version, and I think maybe 2 new characters. But everyone loved that, no one was upset about that game. But then Captain Toad, which actually added in new levels, was yelled at for just being a port. I seriously don't understand why people have this problem, but for Nintendo, literally all you need to do is add in Deluxe after a game. I don't know why this would fix it, but just from looking at the games, it's kind of clear to see. Nintendo has a Deluxe size problem, and for some reason that problem is people only liking games or ports that have Deluxe at the end, or Definitive Edition or any other variant of that. I don't know why this is. However, if Nintendo is going to port over games like Super Mario 3D World, Mario Maker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. They should probably add in the Deluxe moniker, judging from every past port they've had. Maybe except for the Wind Waker HD, because that would just kind of sound stupid. But then again, I guess they have no problem with stupid names, naming their upcoming game New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. My god, that name is so garbage. With that all out of the way, let me know what you guys have to say in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, if you learned something or just had a fun time, then make sure to hit that like button. It seriously does help with this channel as small as mine. On top of that, comment down below if you did enjoy. Stay tuned for many brand new videos, including a new series dropping very soon. And it's like a very new series. Like, if you guys watch Indie Jacob, Scott the Waz, or Relax, I'd say it has to be most like the three of theirs content, like kind of all amalgamated into one with my own ideas thrown in there. So if you guys like any of those people, then stay tuned. Hopefully you'll enjoy this upcoming series. With that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Thomas on the Switch Stop, signing off. Peace.